Hope your boxes are packed and the truck is ready because it's moving day here at the President's Cup, the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville, Ontario. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Brian Shanahan on our JVI crew. And here's what's on the line today. 4-5, Kahnawake, Edmonton. A loss puts them in deep trouble here for either of those clubs, Shanny.
Yeah, I guess what we know for sure, the only thing we know for sure is if Edmonton loses, they are out.
It's jammed done,
If Kahnawake loses, it becomes very difficult. But they have another game today against the Rock. They would have to win that, and some other things happen. So winning this game, this is pretty much a must-win for both of these teams.
And we'll leave it at that for now. If you want to take the time and read through Evan Schumanauer's very detailed thread, thank him for posting that and making our jobs a bit easier. He's got playoff scenarios for each team, which include the fact that Ladner and Oakville are in, regardless of what happens today. So 2 spots up for grabs, and I think there's about 5 teams vying for them. Trollo trying to send Christensen across. It would be 4 teams with
I guess Tuscarora is the only team that is 100% out at this point, and although they've played some pretty competitive lacrosse, including the 5-4 loss to the Pioneers yesterday.
Nearly gave Ladner their first loss of the tournament, although it did come in the 8 p.m. game against Oakville. And great matchup there. If you missed it, it still exists here on the channel and in the playlist. Shot from Rob Hellier.
Hellier is the guy to watch for Kahnawake.
Although Jake Fox has had a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, Fox just found Hellier there, and odd that Hellier never caught that ball.
Far side, it'll come back up top for Scott. Looking back down into the corner. Still trying to grab for it. All of that on Kahnawak's shot clock, and it will expire. Against the Mohawks, wearing yellow, going right to left away from Aaron Bold. Matt Hebert getting the start for Edmonton this morning. Christensen.
McLeod played great yesterday. Was a star of the game for his team.
Trillo winded up that big shot, and ball fell out the back. Gone away from the black-headed stick, back to the one that scored him 5 goals the other night. So
he trades sticks a lot.
The gear tinkering continues over on the minor sideline. Phil Bouquet. Riley O'Connor.
That shot didn't miss by much.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bit taken off it as well. It comes back to Bouquet, and his shot covered up by Hebert. The officials, by the way, Kyle Kennery, Hayden Laporte, Tom Moxham on the floor, and Herbie John, the standby official. On the run, Taryn Kinnear puts it down into the corner.
Some sloppy offensive play for Edmonton started. A couple of dropped balls on easy passes, and we saw a bit of that yesterday morning as well. Or was it yesterday afternoon? No, I forget.
Well, they're all the same.
Yep. And what a great day lacrosse yesterday was. I think the largest margin of victory was 2 goals. Nice shot by Fox.
Off the crossbar, came straight down and right back out to Rob Hellier as he'll work through Wiles to the far boards. And now Hellier wants it again up top. Sends it through to O'Connor, takes a couple of slashes. They're from Kaden Golka, the 17-year-old, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
Coming off the Founders Cup. 12 points through 6 games. Playing for the Miners in the Junior B National Championship. Triola. Up top here for Anderson. A couple big fakes. A lot of movement in front of the crease of Bold. As they go to the outside, Tristan Rye. Triola was cutting through and was all tangled up. Going to get a holding penalty here against Kahnawake. No, slash, excuse me. And the first power play of the game will go to the Miners.
Looks like it's Craig McGowan going off for the Mohawks.
Oh, it's not even actually, don't even think it happened on Triolo. It was just Tyler Melnick standing in the middle and just got whacked. That off-ball stuff, I mean, it's been called since game 1 of day 1. And if you don't get it by now, I don't really know how else to explain it.
Yep, you got to learn.
Triolo's bouncer.
Nice save by Aaron Bold, the 38-year-old NLL champion, veteran.
That is more than double Golka's age, by the way.
And not the oldest goaltender in the NLL. Not Vince has that.
Yeah, he's going to play till he's 60.
He's going to play till he slows down, and that hasn't started.
Yeah, not yet. Unreal career there. And we're talking about a senior B tournament that has 16-year-olds in it with Rivera.
Short-handed goal.
Wiles. He's fired up about it, too, afterwards. Big celebration, went big high fives to everybody on the floor.
Well, he knows how important this game is. His 5th goal of the tournament, short-handed, just bounces it in. Pass Hebert.
Guy who can really score in bunches. I don't see Chris Atwood's name on the list here today. Another guy who can do the same thing.
Atwood's on Snake Island.
That's probably why he's not on my list.
I had to think about that.
I was thinking the same thing as soon as I said it. I went, well, he'll be here some point today. We'll see. Triolo with the answer.
Oh, and Edmonton will love it if he gets in this game early and stays in it. He has been hot and cold, mostly hot. I'll give him that. I think he's 2nd in goals. That's his 14th, I believe. But when his shooting is hot, he is very tough to stop, as we saw in the very first game he played. Yeah, that's his 14th goal. Only Andrew Q has more.
And he has been shooting the lights out, has Q.
Oh,
basically everything that's been towards the net has gone in.
That's what it feels like. Watch it. It feels like any time he takes a shot, there's a very good chance it's going in. I think you're going to see, as we get in the medal round, don't let Q shoot. There's certain guys you just say, like, whether you leave other guys open or not, you can't let him get that shot.
Triolo feeling it and wants it again. A pass up top. Another one that hits the turf. And out comes McComber. 3 transition goals.
Oh, that could have been a hold, and it is.
McComber actually with the plastic stick. But, yeah, we do indeed get a hold. Back the other way, the Miners will go to the box for the first time.
And Bryce told me, going for the rebound, taking it to the net. And, I've been talking about this the whole tournament. I think anytime you take the ball to the net, good things happen. And there it's Tyler. I think it was Tyler Melnick wrapped around Tolmie, and first power play for Kahnawake. Keep an eye on these right shooters, especially Rob Hellier. Toronto Rock fans will remember him. Great career in Toronto. He's now in Las Vegas.
That sounded like it hit the helmet of Hebert on its way by, but shot clock doesn't reset. Hellier will give back to O'Connor. That one does. Bang off the Miners goaltender. Justin Scott behind his back to O'Connor. Looks off Wiles on the crease. Takes the shot. The rebound will bounce back to Wiles. Scott and Hellier playing catch now. Jake Fox yet to touch it. Down on the near side of the crease. The names on the power play. That, like, goodness. O'Connor, Fox, Hellier, Scott, Wiles.
Yeah. And I like the combination of Fox and Hellier on the same side. Jake mentioned all different body types in lacrosse, and there's an example. 5'8", Rob Hellier, fantastic goal scorer, and Jake Fox, 6'3", big guy. 2 different styles, but both of them effective.
Another delayed penalty coming up here to the Miners, still with 40 seconds to go in Melnick's minor. Weak bouncer had Hebert looking behind him, but it did stay in the crease. However, Miners are going to go down 5-on-3 here.
And they'll get, full 40 seconds, 5-on-3.
Holding the stick, I believe the call.
I was saying yesterday, on your 5-on-3s or 4-on-3s, I think you got to be scoring 80% of the time, at least.
Wiles to the crease, his shot off of Hebert. Nick Tchaikovsky is back as the safety valve. Hellier behind the back to Fox, who stuffs it in.
Fox made that look very easy. Early on that power play, just a few seconds ago, Wiles tried that on the other side. I didn't think it looked like a great opportunity, but Fox has got a little bit more reach, and in fact, he didn't reach all the way around. He reached, then put it between the legs. And scoring so early on it was just knock off that first penalty, so they're still on the power play for a minute 40.
Matt Kim back in the lineup for the first time since him and Bill Hostrauser met each other a few days ago.
Met each other, that's a fine way to say it.
Anderson, up top Christensen. Only time we've seen, no, I guess there was 2 scraps in this tournament.
Yeah, I think there were, well, I don't know if there was, I don't know if you
first
called it a
one.
fight. There was a late
scrap.
It was one-sided, though. I don't think Chris Weir wanted a fight. I forget who it was.
Anderson grabs his own rebound off of Bold.
Bergloff checks the clock to make sure they had a reset and how much time is left.
Still 5-on-4. We'll just under a minute remaining is the answer for Bergloff, who had a hat trick on the day Edmonton played their double. That was in the first game against Tuscarora. And now Bold will pick this up in his crease. Anderson with an assist on the Triolo goal, by the way. Gets him back in the score column. He was on a 7-point per game clip early on in this tournament. Has cooled off lately. His word has apparently gotten out. O'Connor. Near side, Hellier, cutter through, gives it up to Wiles, who comes in alone. And Wiles has a pair.
Very nice play. I love this fake by Wiles. In fact, I thought this pass, you're going to see the pass come across. I think as Hellier makes this pass across, I thought it was intended for the guy cutting. Maybe it was. Wiles catches it, and a big fake, completely fooled Spencer Milne. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that pass was intended for. That Hellier made it across, but I don't think he cares. They scored a goal.
Yeah.
2 power play goals, and Edmonton's going to have to stay out of the box with the talent on that power play.
And 3 assists on the 3 goals that Kahnawake scored for Rob Hellier early on in this game. Still a minute away from the halfway mark.
And he's got to be among the top scorers in the tournament as well, even though he's played 1 fewer game than every other team.
Justin Scott outside, come back for Hellier. Again, Kahnawake playing twice today. Their second one will be the primetime match at 8 o'clock against the hosts, the Oakville Rock.
And the good news for them, if they win this game, they will likely know whether they're in or not by the time they start that game against the Oakville Rock.
Bouncer from Triolo. Went up out of play in there. Give it to Kahnawake. Only 3 shots on target through the first half of this period. I know there were some penalties in there. 5-on-3 as well for Edmonton.
That's terrible.
That is a very low number, especially considering, Brian, we called the first game of the tournament with Edmonton, and we thought, man, this is going to be a team to watch. Kim coming in, and it's kicked out by Bold. Very different story as it's gone through again with a loss here. Edmonton are out of Friday's.
No, you're right, and they had a great second day, their double day. They won both games, and starting including a win against Six Nations, who had just beaten the Oakville Rock the day before. So not looking so impressive early on.
Hellier, big cutback move low on Hebert. 5-hole was there.
Oh my, I've seen Hellier score many times from there. The good news for Edmonton, though, as I'm sure their coach will tell them, guys, look, we've only got 4 shots and we've got a goal. We're in this game. Let's start shooting.
Christensen lowers the shoulder. 25% scoring rate on your shots is pretty good. As they cut back in front, and there's another one. It's the big body of Bergloff.
We're up to a 40% scoring shooting rate now. 2 goals on 5 shots. Bergloff in here manages to catch that ball in a crowd and still get that shot away. Looks like it's a bit of a twister. He's on the wrong side to put that around Aaron Bold. So, yeah, despite being outshot, 12-5. 3 penalties. They're still in this game, 3-2. And I'm sure that's what their coach is trying to tell them. Guys, we have not been good, but it's only 3-2. Let's start playing the way we can. And stay out of the box.
Yeah. Was waiting to hear the second assist on that goal.
I heard Levi Anderson.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So that's a pair for him now. Saw him and Triolo on the top scoring leaders of the tournament. Bench of Edmonton won I think too many men call against Kahnawake. Not going to get it with Anderson turning around. Burton was all alone on the crease. Can't find him. The shot comes from Christensen, who's shaking out the right hand after the bold save. Comber will leave for Phil Bouquet. Hellier past O'Connor. It's returned back to the right side. Scott now pops out of the pile. O'Connor looking for Bouquet up top. Quickly to Hellier. Back across. O'Connor's shot saved by Hebert.
Was Riley O'Connor still coaching the Beaches this year?
Yes, he was.
It's a busy schedule.
Yeah.
He went to the Minto Cup last year for the Toronto Beaches. Another good year this year.
Playing some Senior B and being poised for another big NLL season. Kinnear on the run, and it's left shoulder shrug save. I don't know if Bold is kind of baiting them into that left corner, but last 3 from this side have been off, and that one finds the corner because it's a bouncer from Bergloff.
Second goal of the game. You mentioned earlier he had a hat trick earlier in the tournament. He looks like he's well on his way to doing that again. But just as you talk about that top corner, this one, though, totally fools him by bouncing it down and into that top corner.
You wonder if Bold was thinking the same thing, that a lot of them have been top corner. Maybe they're going to straight shot down. That's obviously what he was looking at, and the ball bounced and got over him, and we got ourselves a tie game despite, as you said, an extended 5-on-3. Down in the shots department by 6 with 7.5 to go. Kim ran away from it, and it's McComber. McComber facing a double team, now triple as Kim comes in.
McComber was all alone, no help anywhere nearby. Swarmed by this Miners defense.
No Woody for either Harday McComber or Matt Kim on that play. Players who have both sported the Woody in this tournament. Anderson around the corner, bouncer 5-hole.
Oh, I don't know if there's talk on the bench to say let's bounce it, but 2 in a row. This time Anderson, last time Bergloff. And nice pick, just gives it a little room, but pretty almost the same spot. I don't think this went up to the top corner, though. It might have got between Bold's legs. But that's 3 straight goals for the Miners.
And the lead, 4-3. Remember, they need a win and they would be in except for if Ladner, Tuscarora, and Kahnawake all win the rest of the day. That creates a tiebreaker situation that may or may not go Edmonton's way.
Yeah, you
but if
you can only control what you control. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And that's the beauty of coming into this day. A lot of the teams that are still in the running, they control their own fate. Win the game, and it looks very good.
Yes. And I know when Evan Schemenauer on his tweets, he's actually put percentages. Like, if they win.
Who is this guy?
Exactly.
An 84% chance
yeah, exactly.
for Edmonton to get was it Edmonton? Yeah, if they win, 84% chance. Hellier cuts the corner and was in the crease.
That's what you don't want to give Hellier. That's why Hellier is so dangerous. He is equally comfortable coming down low like that or stepping up high and taking the outside shot. You cheat one direction on him and he'll kill you the other way.
Hellier with some words for the official all the way up the floor. Anderson from about the same spot he just scored. Shot from Triolo knocks the glove off the left hand of Bold. Got it back in now. They're ready for another Triolo shot that goes through everything.
I love it when Triolo's feeling it, and it looks like he's feeling it now. When he wants that ball, when he wants to shoot. That first game against Ladner, we said he probably had 20 shots. I'm exaggerating a bit, but he's in that mood now. He wants the ball, wants to shoot. Even though there was a bit of a stick-on-stick there, he still got everything behind it to score his second goal and fourth in a row for the Miners, and that'll give Kahnawake a reason to call a timeout.
There's 5:46 left to go here in the first. Tomahawks are going to burn their timeout. They were up 3-1. And 4 straight now for the Miners, including a pair from Triolo and 4 points from Levi Anderson, who started talking about the scoring leaders are up there along with Ryan Benesh.
And we talk about these guys and the scoring leaders, but there's not a person in this tournament who would want to win the scoring championship and not get into the next round. It would mean very little if, Triolo or Levi Anderson, took the scoring lead and they lost. None of them want that.
Of course, the other storyline when you talk about those two is, as we've been mentioning all week long, the NLL eyes that are in the building. Triolo's had a sniff here and there of the NLL. And
I would
like another opportunity. Levi Anderson, perhaps in a week and a half, we'll hear his name.
Stamper put his rankings out on, I guess it was the IL Indoor, and he had
number 3.
Number 3, yes, he had Levi Anderson ranked number 3. And Triolo, I did speak to a GM who was here, and he said Triolo is going to get a shot.
Bergloff to the outside. No Triolo on this set. So it's, Kim on the far side.
Kinnear was wide open.
And Melnick had a bit of trouble with that ball. It's down, and Bergloff runs right through Bryce Tolmie, and that will be possession Kahnawake.
Watch Hellier there. He's had a few sniffs. It's a matter of time before he's going to score a goal.
Well, he left the floor with a bit of anger last time, too. So
he's going to have a bit more anger after that.
As he gives it up. And another low shot. This one from Volka.
Another bouncer.
And now Triolo is back out there. Pair of goals here in the first. Macomber's gone back to the Woody, and he puts it right on the arm of Triolo, who breaks the double team. Runs through a defender, but lost the ball in the process.
Yeah, Sean Quinn came from behind to hit Triolo's stick because he was just running over bodies.
Wiles will slow it down. Bouquet, near side Fox, goes all the way out to the far boards. Back for Bouquet. O'Connor Opens room for Wiles to pass back to the corner, and moving screen there against Bouquet as he got into the back of Rory Shannon. Seidel coming up in transition.
Everyone's going for those bounce shots.
Nick Tchaikovsky.
Oh, that's a huge
Hebert,
save.
full splits to make it. And took that one away from Tchaikovsky.
Huge save, because you know how badly Kahnawake wants to score this next goal. Stop that run by Edmonton.
Well, proven, I think, by the fact that Luke Wiles and the bench of Kahnawake taking that early timeout here in the first. Sean Quinn.
Shots are now 16-14 for Kahnawake, but for the longest time they only had 3 shots.
All in and out of the stick of Kerry Kane. And Edmonton will run it back up with Williamson giving to Bergloff. He's sitting on a pair in this first period. Along with Triolo, who's along the outside boards. Anderson keeps it on the left side of the floor, though, looking for Melnick. It bounces away to Aaron Bolt. Craig McGowan limping off the bench of Kahnawake. It looks like he's headed to the room with 2.5 to go here in the first. Caleb Wiles to the outside on the run. Justin Scott, bouncer of his own, hits the end boards. 5 now left for Wiles to shoot. Wiles to give to Scott, and he couldn't pick up on his way to the crease.
Justin Scott's had a pretty good tournament too.
Yes, he has. Very impressive.
Former Mimico Mountaineer. I know I don't have to tell you that.
Nope. And if you had about 18 minutes before that first reference, you've won the pool. Levi Anderson wins this exchange with Aaron Bold.
Anderson, his second goal of the game. What is it, about his 5th point? Goes
point, yep.
One-on-one, just gets a little speed, goes down on Dylan Hutchinson and beats him low.
Not sure if it was yesterday or the day before, but Steven Stamp has been posting his recaps on presidentscup.lacrosse.ca, and he was the unsung hero of the day for Kahnawake.
Justin Scott?
Hutchison.
Oh, Hutchison, okay. Yeah, he won't like that play there.
It's the second goal that Kinnear's got both assists. Didn't think that was possible, but okay.
Oh, he's got 2 assists.
Primary and secondary. Kinnear could be scoring leader by the end of the day.
Kinnear.
Triolo jogging up over center. We'll clarify that at the intermission in a minute and a half. Triolo back outside. Bouncer to Bergloff. He'll bring it down one-handed, and he's headed to the crease. Tried to find Melnick in through the middle, and this ball down, and Christensen nearly turned it into a shot. It was right at the tail end of the clock. 6-3, 5 consecutive goals right now for Edmonton. And Rob Hellier trying to change that here late. Goes to Scott, and a low shot kicked out by Hebert as we hit the final 60 seconds.
Some nice saves by Hebert after letting in a couple of power play goals. He shut the door.
Up top, O'Connor to Hellier. Putting in work, turns and fires. That one well wide. It'll bounce back up to Scott. 10 on the shot clock. It comes to the crease for Wiles. Can't stuff it in. O'Connor will dump it all the way down floor. Again, Kahnawak's taken a timeout already in this period. Can't burn another. Goes all the way back for Hellier.
So that enabled them to get the late reset, start the 30-second shot clock with less than 30 to go, so they could pull Bold for one last shot.
Hellier will bounce it for Wiles.
There's a lot of goes coming from Steve Toll. He wants his defense to pressure.
Scott, quick stick near side.
Very
and across
nice
to
save.
make the save was Hebert on Angus LeBourne, down looking for the empty cage, and they'll run out of time.
Well, I think if that was a hunch, making a change to McLeod, from McLeod to Hebert, it's paid off so far. And it's not that McLeod was having trouble.
No. Jordan Cornfield needs a win. Sitting pretty after the first. 6-3 Edmonton after they were down early. We'll have the second period for you in about 9.5 minutes as it's moving day here at the 2023 President's Cup. Back inside the Toronto Rock Athletic Center, day number 5 of the 2023 President's Cup here in Oakville. Game number 1 between Edmonton and Kahnawake sits 6-3 after the first period. Edmonton needs a win to stay alive, and if they do, they're almost certainly guaranteed, about 84%, according to Edmonton Schumanauer, of getting through to the semifinal day tomorrow. Kahnawake can lose this game and have a chance tonight versus Oakville, but the road gets a lot more difficult.
And what a tale of 2 different scenarios. That first period, the first 10 minutes, it was all Kahnawake, and then 5 goals in a row by the Miners, who've suddenly taken control of this game.
Caleb Wiles, a shorthanded marker, and one on the power play. Jake Fox on a 5-on-3. Once Edmonton got control of that penalty situation, it was much different story. Levi Anderson with 5 points, including a pair of goals. Bergloff and Mike Triolo combining 2 each for the other 4. And Tree's going to go again. That shot destined for the top corner was shrugged away by Bold. And look out down floor in transition. Hebert makes the low save on a running Bryce Tolmie.
On the 20th shot. Hebert's only allowed 3 goals. 2 of them are on a power play. One of them was a 5-on-3. So he has played very well.
And at one point, Edmonton shooting at a 40% rate. And all I could think was the Rock would have about 30 goals a game if that were the case. Yeah. 63 shots. The other night, they've gone 50 in all of their games.
Yeah, they've got 50 at least every game.
Christensen taken down. The shot from Anderson ends up in the left pad of Aaron Bold. You would have to think it's going to be Bold's game tonight as well. He's gone most of the way. Setting up Aaron Bold, Nick Rose for the 8 millionth time. 2 veterans. On the run, sidearm Hellier.
You knew sooner or later Hellier was going to put it in. He's just too good a player. That's actually his 4th point on 4 goals, but he was getting frustrated that first period. Not even a hard shot, just good movement. But how many goals I've seen him score? Over 100 goals in his career from out there. And the thing is with Hellier, when you start overplaying him, I said it earlier, you overplay him up high, he'll beat you low. Very fast on his feet too.
We gotta figure out what the story is with number 6 though.
Yeah.
Because
not his typical number. What number does he wear again?
10?
I don't even remember. But it did look odd. As soon as I saw 6, I thought, that's not right. Something's wrong there.
Angus LeBourne from distance. Hebert will make the save. I know he was 10 when he played for the Oakville Rock. So a guy who's familiar with this building.
And there's nobody wearing 10 on Kahnawake, at least today.
Okay. Anderson across. Triolo has running room. Sends a rising shot. Past the net. 5 on the clock for Anderson to work with. And no space to do so with Steph Charbonneau all over his hands. Sean Quinn brings it over center. There's a number of players up in the 90s. 91, Scott, 99. Riley O'Connor, still trying to figure out how I feel about that.
I was going to say, you've got to have a lot of confidence in yourself to wear 99.
Pat Gregoire was handing out fines on the first day.
Maybe these guys are so young they don't see the significance of 99 and Wayne Gretzky.
Spencer Milton. Well, that is a sad thought.
Yeah.
Someone needs to do some teaching over on that bench. Tolmie will pick up.
Well, I'd feel very different if it was hockey and they were wearing 99. Maybe you can give him a break. It's lacrosse. Although Wayne Gretzky was a very fine lacrosse player.
Low shot from his wrong side for Wiles. If he even has a wrong side. That one's saved by Hebert. Milne will go on the run on the near side, but facing 3 Kahnawake defenders. McCombers found his defensive woody stick, which he'll now use to stare down Anderson. Bump off Bergloff. Anderson, quick stick to Kim. Tristan Rye that was, and bowled nicely to his right. Charbonneau. Back the other way, goes all the way outside. Hellier bouncing around. No room to pass, so he'll take off running. No shot either. Passes back, and Bouquet finds the bar. Sneaking in a quick change. Jake Fox comes off.
Yeah, Bold, rightly so, didn't want to make that pass to Hellier with Williamson so close. To call for a teammate to come back.
Born from range. Wiles faked the shot, passed behind his back, and Scott took off in the crease. So that would have been a pretty finish from the way that Wiles got that out of his stick quickly. The youngster Golka. For Triolo, pick and roll with Christensen, but Triolo going to take it himself, and it's off Bold and into the corner. Gahe Montour.
Too many on the floor.
4, 5, 6.
The referees are. They didn't call it.
Yeah, Kyle Kennery did blow it.
Oh, they did eventually. I forgot. It's not a penalty if it's offense.
Yeo to Bergloff off the bench. Now trailing the play, Melnick. Hard shot from Triolo through the legs of Bold. And the way he's looking at Brett Clofer, that may have got a piece of the defender.
You have to see it again. From our vantage point, we had the perfect view of this shot, and it looks like Bold thinks he's going for the top right. Watch his leg open up. Yeah, it's like if he had not moved, that would have hit his stick, and he just moved over a bit, and I think you may be right. That might have got deflected. He reacted to where he thought it was going, and it changed.
So Triolo with the hat trick 5 minutes into this period. Face-off win for the Miners. Tyler Burton slowing things down. 7th goal on 19 shots. Kahnawake had 20 just out of the gate here to start the second.
That ties Triolo with the lead for most goals in the tournament at 16 with Andrew Q.
Bergloff, wow, what a shot.
You know, so far nobody has scored for Edmonton, not named Berghoff, Anderson, or Triolo. Couple of hat tricks. Nice shot off the pipe, off his leg, and in.
Through the Golden Arches.
And there's some chatter out there. I think it's Triolo and Bold. And I don't know if but you got to think Kahnawake might consider making a goaltender change. Not to blame Bold.
Triolo's getting
on that.
A penalty here for that chirping to Bold. And we saw this at the end of one of the games where Triolo was frustrated and upset. He's got 4 points and a hat trick.
Yeah, you don't want to do that after scoring a couple of goals. Edmonton, things are looking good for them. And even if you are getting under the skin of Bold, no need to rub it in and take a penalty. If you want to chirp them, do it so the refs can't hear it.
You never did that.
To be honest, I wasn't a chirper. I couldn't think on my feet fast enough.
Okay.
I played with many. Usually I was more of a slasher.
All right, are you willing to put any names out there?
Of some of the
teammates who were chirpers?
Oh, and yeah, you know what? Well, Darius Kilgore. We've talked a lot about Darius Kilgore. I've heard him put down and embarrass a lot of, Steve Toll. I remember Steve Toll came up as a hot shot rookie, and Darius Kilgore just put him in his spot. Two boys who played their junior in St. Catharines, great junior careers, and Darius Kilgore just was relentless the first time Toll played against us.
Wiles, O'Connor into the corner. Look at the ball movement here. Scott looks low on Hebert, but he'll stand in to make the catch. And immediately looks down floor towards that front door.
That was a nice pass.
Anderson already with the point back to the goalie.
I love how Hebert did that. He looked, there's a man running up the floor. He just said, I'm ignoring him. I'm putting it to the far side of the bench.
Anderson outside. No room to run. He'll try a second time low shot that got a piece of bold before it went up out of play.
Yeah, you got to like the result when you can do that. When you can get that late shot on net and into the crowd for the reset, that's huge, especially when you're shorthanded. Yeah.
For another minute now. Getting a text from our stats department. Woke up early for this one. Pat Gregoire pointing out that Aaron Bold has also played for the Miners, so... Aaron Bold.
Sometimes that's the best chirping when you know each other very well.
I just want to know what Aaron Bold's jersey collection is like. He's got a bunch of senior jerseys. Yeah. I know that.
A bunch of NLL jerseys.
A bunch of NLL jerseys. Got a good one.
Sask, Halifax, Vancouver, to name just a few.
O'Connor threw to Fox. His shot saved by Hebert. They'll get a reset. Under 20 to go in the power play. Scott finding through to a cutting Hellier. And Hebert sends that one away too.
Oh boy, I think they got away with one there.
Yeah, Adam Yeo now gets run over behind the play and is going to take a penalty as Mill comes back the other way and scores.
Look at that bench, the Kahnawake bench. Chris Driscoll is giving it to the referee. I thought that all the way up the floor. I thought if Edmonton, that's back in and all the way up the floor here. I'm thinking if this is a goal, we're going to hear about it. Nice play, back and forth, and Spencer Milne puts it in. That's 3 straight goals.
And we are getting the change. Aaron Bold is out, and for the second time in the tournament, Doug Buchan will come in.
And as I've said many times before, pulling the goalie is not an indication necessarily that the goalie has not played well. Quite often, and this is a case where the team needs a shakeup.
All crowded around. I believe that's Kevin Fines down there drawing up the play. Got the chalkboard out and the offense ready for their next shift. Matt Hebert, we didn't have a camera on him when that goal went in, but he was jumping around as much as anybody was out there in celebration of the 9th goal that went in. And chases Aaron Bold.
Another, is that the second shorthanded goal we've seen? It definitely, these games are starting to blend in.
Yeah, Caleb Wiles had one in the first, and now Spencer Milne.
Now, Caleb Wiles was a power play goal.
Wiles has a power play and a shorty.
Oh, okay.
So an extra attacker goal, and he's got the super hat trick. Penalty coming again here to Kahnawake. It'll be a slash as Hebert runs off, and they got McComber for a second one. His play was stopped with the Miners having the ball.
Man, the tide has changed. Early in the game, it was the Miners that were taking the penalties.
Yeah, a pair of slashing Miners for 4 minutes here for McComber. And, Jake and Patty were pointing out yesterday that McComber reached the maximum in that game against Ladner and got the ejection. Since then, comes back and scores 3 transition goals with the Woody. We've seen him on much better behavior since, but now taking up 4 minutes in penalties.
What's the max of penalties, 5?
I think he got 2 major penalties.
Oh, okay.
Which definitely gets you out right away, but I believe it's 5 minors as well. Trillo shoots through a crowd. Buchan yet to be tested. Trillo will chase it over the timeline. We know over and back. Levi Anderson. The Triolo with room, tried the touch pass. to Rye, who was inside. Tolmie. Nice defensive play from Triolo to take space away from Bryce Tolmie, who is wearing O'Connor's normal number 9. I wonder how that conversation went.
Some money exchange.
Tolmie probably said, I want 9, and O'Connor said, okay, gives me an excuse to put this one on. Long chance on the power play for the Miners, but they'll take some time off it on a broken play that ends up in the back of the net off the stick of Tristan Rye.
Absolutely broken play. Unfortunate for the Mohawks. Triolo is trying to put that pass. It's, he got an assist, but it's just a terrible pass that Rye still picks up and puts it in. I don't know, was that the first shot? I don't think that was the first shot on Buchan. Not blaming him at all. Doug Buchan, who's been around a little bit in the NLL too, is mostly in the role of backup. He's been with Saskatchewan, he's been with Buffalo.
Well, 6 points for Anderson now, as him and Triolo pick up assists. The Miners captain with a 5 spot as he accepts the ball again. 3 goals and 2 assists, and we're not even halfway through this game. 33 seconds away from that mark. A minute and a half now left. As that penalty time ticked down back to 2 minutes after the goal is scored. Triolo will pull it out of the pile, shovel it over his shoulder. And got knocked down by Steph Charbonneau. The two of them stare each other down. Anderson with the fake to Rye, gives it for real. Triolo, shot and a goal.
Shot and a goal and a slash to boot for Triolo. That's his third, right?
He's got 4.
4 now, that's right. That's right, we have a few hat tricks here. And Triolo, watch when he takes this shot. Beautiful shot in the corner, takes a little slash at the end. Oh, no, maybe not.
Him and Charbonneau did have a rough exchange during that set, though, as Buchan's making the walk to the bench. Is Bold coming back in? Doesn't look like he's getting ready to.
Bold? I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, they just said we're going to change the goalie, but...
Oh, yeah, Bold. I think Bold is working on putting the mask back on. That's right.
That memo took a little bit to get down to the corner where Bold was, unless he was trying not to make eye contact. 11-4 the lead now for the Miners, who, again, a win doesn't officially solidify their spot in one of tomorrow's semifinals, but it looks way better than the loss.
You know, the interesting thing is, though, today, Ladner and Oakville are already in.
Yes.
Do they rest some key guys?
That's a good question, especially considering Ladner already did that yesterday and it didn't work out too well.
No.
It also kind of depends. I mean, we're going 1v4 and 2v3, so do you want to try and avoid somebody or set it up so you play somebody?
I think that always backfires. I never like to try to think about who we want to play or who we don't want to play, and I think teams try to avoid that at all costs. But it might be wise, and
I wonder if you were going to give him a chance to play, if this wouldn't be Sammy Haynes' night.
The only downside of that is
Rose is in a group.
It's a semifinal game tomorrow. Do you want to rest? Guys want to play when they're getting ready for a do or die. You don't want to be flat. And I suspect if you ask most of those guys, unless they're feeling a lot of pain and have a lot of aches, they're going to want to play, every one of them.
Ball bounces up to Golka. He'll push transition here for Edmonton. Triolo back to Melnick. Couldn't handle it on the crease. This game was 3-1 for Kahnawake. Scored twice on a 5-on-3. All Edmonton ever since Triolo Gets called for the push-off. That's the second one we've seen called from Kyle Kennery in this tournament.
Yeah, that's a call I never see in the NLL anymore, the push-off. And it's a legit call. I like to see it called now and again.
Caleb Wiles has the ball taken away. He took on two different Miners defenders. Kennery also was the one that had the hooking penalty that we rarely see. Veteran official, both hockey and lacrosse, the NLL. Officiates in the OJHL, excuse me. Teaches some of the certification courses here in Ontario. As Anderson on the crease to Melnick, called in the crease.
Called in the crease.
So as much as the goals are going in for Anderson, Triolo, Bergloff, Melnick absolutely snake-bit in this game. Milne and Rye have added their names to that list, but Melnick has had chances. They're just...
Even with that goal called off, 10-1 since that early 3-1 lead. 10-1 goals for Edmonton against Kahnawake since that great start by Kahnawake.
Triolo swim move, give him 5.
Oh my gosh. He's looking as hot as he did in that first game of the tournament. What are we up to? 17th or 18th now? Lost track, but leading goal scorer. He's got more goals than anybody in the tournament, and he's shooting lights out. It's his second 5-goal game.
He might not be done yet.
No, and I really think that they need him going. If Edmonton wants any success.
Triolo did he have 16 coming into today?
13 coming into today, goals.
Okay, so this must be updating live.
Okay.
Plus 5.
Yeah, Q is at 16.
Would be 18 for Triolo. Do guys look at that stuff? Like if Q comes into tonight, he wants to score and he wants his team to win. He wants to play tomorrow and all of that, but is he sitting there going, you know what? I can take that guy.
I've never been in that situation myself where I'm going for a scoring title, but I would think that guys do. But let's put it this way: if Matt Sawyer wants to rest Andrew Q today, and I don't think he will, but if he wanted to, I don't think he'd worry about the scoring lead. If he felt that resting Andrew Q was important.
Who's played every game so far.
If it was important to keep him fresh for tomorrow. And I don't think he will, because what I said earlier, with a do-or-die game tomorrow, these guys want to keep playing. And the only way I think that you rest a key guy in either Ladner or the Oakville Rock is if there's such aches and pains that they're going to benefit. They're going to be better with a rest.
Jake Elliott, Pat Gregoire will have that game. Final game of the day, Oakville versus Kahnawake. Ladner will face Snake Island coming up next, which is a big game for Snake Island, too.
Yeah.
As Kahnawake goes to the power play here with Seidel called for a high stick, and Wiles will put it through the legs of Hebert. His 3rd goal, and they're all special teams.
A number of hat tricks. That's about the 4th hat trick in this game, I think. But Caleb Wiles, as you said, power play goal, shorthanded goal, another power play goal, steps into this shot and puts it between the legs of Hebert.
Hellier and O'Connor should get assists. And Hellier's been on all 5 of the Mohawks goals. Again, Kahnawake haven't played their double yet. They'll do it today, coming back at 8 p.m. I wonder if Hellier's name doesn't show up on that top 5 before the day's over. Scott outside. Bouquet will spin back away. Down in the corner, a high step from Scott. Turns from the crease. They want Bouquet to shoot. He does. And that one's up and out and into the crowd.
Nice spot. That was Charbonneau. Nice spot to take the shot from, but the body's blocking.
Scott's pass through the middle, knocked down. It was Kim that got his body on it. Kahnawake, by the way, 2 for 3 now on their power play. Wiles with both of the extra man goals. Edmonton 2 for 2. However, that one was a 4-minute advantage. So they scored both on.
Kahnawake's definitely scored 3. Jake Fox scored on a power play too. Right? Wiles has got at least 2 power plays. And Jake Fox has got 1. So that make him 3 for 3?
3 for 3, it looks like. Here's Christensen. Low shot in on Bolt. We've got McComber down floor. Plastic stick for McComber. Running in
He
and
just drew a penalty.
Yeah, Milne on the hold.
That's what I said. I love drive the net, make things happen. You know, he had his shooting stick, his plastic stick ready to go. And this might be a way that Kahnawake can climb back into this.
You call it his shooting stick, but he's put 3 in with the Woody.
Oh, yeah.
And when he went into the box, he kind of threw it down on the ground and asked for another stick, so I wonder if he broke it.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that would be bad news.
And that's the downside about the Woodies. I always use the Woody. It just takes forever to get one worked in the way you like it. It breaks your heart when it breaks. Now these guys can pick up a stick and ready to shoot in 5 minutes.
O'Connor up top. Hellier works off top spot. Why not give it to Wiles? Shot from O'Connor goes well wide. Hellier will pick it up again though. 10 on the clock. Wiles, couple fakes. Drills it into the foot of Adam Yeo, who then goes to chase after the loose ball. Yeo and Wiles get up staring each other down after the ball was taken away from Kahnawake.
You got to hate that when you're on the power play and you can't get the shot to the net. Give the credit to Yeo for the block. But you got hot shooters like Hellier and Wiles out there, and they're not getting their shots on net or through. Still lots of time, though. Minute and 7 seconds.
Couple clean blocks on that last exchange. As McGowan comes across center. O'Connor to slow things down. Under a minute to go in the power play. O'Connor behind the back to Scott. Back up top. O'Connor for Scott, the bouncer. Put a little twist on it. None of that can fool Hebert, though. Sitting and watching the game yesterday, I've been listening to a lot of the games while I've been sitting down, but I did it with a headset off. And Mike Seidel, as you watch him come up, he is the defensive leader for this Miners team, and he does not stop talking from the time they get
like
the
you
ball.
mean like to his teammates or to the opposition?
No, to his teammates, calling out plays, and it is
I love
loud
that.
and forceful, and he is definitely the defensive leader.
Yeah, no, I love when players do that. Sometimes the goalies are good at that.
About to go 5-on-5 as Milne races back
nice
into the
save.
play just as O'Connor took the shot. You're right, nice save made there from Hebert. Up top, O'Connor, Hellier, Scott. Hebert goes left to right to make the save. I believe, was that Fox or Tchaikovsky?
Yeah, I think it was.
Hellier from the corner. Fox is on the doorstep of the crease. Tchaikovsky was high. None of them or their teammates could accept that pass, so Spencer Milne will get another chance in transition.
You know, you're going back to, you said listening to the floor. I'm a traditionalist, and I'm one of the few who doesn't like music in a game because I love listening to what the players are saying.
Only thing we're missing is the sneaker squeak
on
the concrete. Rye overran that ball, so it ends up in the stick of the Mohawks. Don't miss the wipe downs that come with it, though, as a dive goal is going to count. Here for Angus LeBourne.
Big goal coming off the bench, Angus LeBourne. Not in their top 4 righties, but he shows some pretty silky hands there as he puts it in. And I believe, is that the second goal in a row for, I think it is the second straight goal for Kahnawake. So even though they weren't successful on a power play, they're hoping to continue a run. I don't think you can call it a run at 2. One more and you call it the start of a run.
Cutter is Wiles. He ends up in the net, but the ball does not. And he's going to stay down.
I may be a skeptic, but I think he was trying to sell that one. I hope he's all right. Because I thought from my perspective, for the most part, his own momentum put him into the net. It wasn't a hit.
Let's remind you, as you talk about back-to-back goals for Kahnawake, if they lose here, they need to win against Oakville tonight, but that will also set up, they would need Ladner and Tuscarora to win to force a goal differential tiebreak. So they can lose here, but need to keep it close if they do.
Oh, yeah.
Kerry Kane. Kahnawake coming in just -1 in that goal differential department, which is the best of the 3 teams that are around them. Hebert hangs on to the shot and the rebound as we approach the last minute here, the second period. Kahnawake burned a timeout in that first. The Miners will have both remaining. Here's Christensen. Up to Anderson. Bergloff coming over to make room. Anderson will run up top. All the way across floor to Triolo. Trying to find Bergloff again, and the ball bounces out the back door, and we're under 5 on their shot clock. Anderson shrugging off a triple team, and it's turned over here. No timeout call yet with 40 seconds to go.
I can't see them doing it now. They'll save it for the third.
It was an early timeout, too, with about 5 minutes left in that first period. Scott took the shot. His own rebound. He'll try a second time. That one's wide. Wiles is back out there.
Do they pull our goalie now? Yes, it looks like it.
Picks it up down in the corner.
Oh boy,
and gives it away. And the Miners call timeout with Bold running in the wrong direction towards the bench.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted. It looked and sounded like the Miners were trying to tell their guys, push the ball out. Let's give us a chance to play the 6-on-5, and that pass through the center gave the ball away. So another big chance for the Miners.
I was having that conversation with Pat Gregoire yesterday about, the call has to come from the floor, so you usually have it set up. If we get the ball, if we get the ball and this much time is left, first thing the player's thinking of is get the ball and my coach wants timeout, we're going to call it. Oftentimes that comes without having a little peek up the floor to see what's going on, and Steve Toll, you could see the disappointment on his face once it was called, but this will set up the 6-on-5 play for the Miners, though.
Yeah, generally, I like a team to decide, we're going to call a timeout, probably if we get it, but give us a chance. And sometimes, and I think I heard Patty say, sometimes you're telling the referee as soon as we get the ball, we're going to call a timeout. But in situations like that, I'd like to see if there's a fast break opportunity, take it, especially late in the period.
Trill to rise. They started a bit late, though. That came with about 4 seconds left. Quick stick to Bergloff, and Bold was there to turn it aside.
Well, Bold's got to like that to finish the period on a positive with a good save, couple of goals by Kahnawake, and a great save by Aaron Bold, who was pulled out but put back in.
12 goals off 30 shots for the Miners, 6 off 35 for Kahnawake through 2 periods. It's a big one for both teams, which means we got a big third period coming your way in 9.5 minutes. We'll take the timeout before we bring you back to the 2023 President's Cup here in Oakville. 12-6 for Edmonton after 2 periods of play. A reminder that Edmonton, with a win, are in, except for the very unlikely combination of Ladner, Tuscarora, Kahnawake all winning to force a tiebreak. Oakville, Ladner are in. Snake Island coming up next against Ladner at 2 p.m. Myself and Shani will call that. Pat Gregoire and Jake Elliott in for Six Nations Tuscarora. And Oakville, Kahnawake will take you through the rest of the playoff scenarios as the day unfolds. And as things become more clear, perhaps this would do it. From the 9:15 mark of the first to the 7:19 mark of the second, it was an 11-1 run for the Miners.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Kahnawake to climb back in this. They're in their little 2-goal run right now, but they got to keep that going. Great games by Mike Triolo's got 5 goals, couple assists. Levi Anderson, 2 goals, 5 assists, and Anderson's the top goal scorer in the tournament now, a top point getter in the tournament. Just moved ahead of Lanchbury by a point.
Triolo still in the top 5 and
leads in goals.
I noticed Rob Hellier knocked Ryan Benesh out of the top 5. Triolo's long bounce shot. Bounces out over center. Kinnear will come back for it. 7 points for Anderson, 2 and 5, and 7 for Triolo, 5 and 2, who almost didn't get his traditional pre-period kiss from his son and partner, or child and partner, I should say, running around on the floor between intermissions.
He almost didn't, but he did get it.
He did.
Oh, good.
He did. The kid had taken off all the way down to the corner, and he had to chase him down. Normally hangs out close to the door, but there was a lacrosse ball involved today. So
either that or a treat.
Rise shot is off the end boards. Whatever's working right now for Triolo, do not change a thing, because 5 goals and 2 assists here in this game.
Whatever stick he has today, just keep that one.
Put it in a case and store it securely on whatever transportation mode you're using to get around. Nifty save from Hebert. Fox right on the doorstep. Rebound right, bounces right to Tyler Burton. It is Aaron Bold, by the way, still in net for Kahnawake. Shot from Triolo off the leg of Kyle Driscoll, and Driscoll went right back to work now. Puts a slash on Christensen, got away with one. Pass over to the corner, and Christensen gets hit on the same spot and goes down.
Yeah, the referee has Christensen has a few words for the referee.
Maybe 1 or 2 from Bryce Tolmie as well. Nick Tchaikovsky to the outside. Officials met with Steph Charbonneau and Mike Triolo before they went into the locker room and was trying to listen in on the conversation, but for the most part it looked like, let's not let this one get out of hand, and here's what might happen if it does. So scores 6 goals. A lot on the line again. You know, Kahnawake with a loss, not officially out of it with a game tonight, but becomes a lot more difficult. And I don't think we're going to get into that territory with the importance of the day. Anderson finally gets a pick there from Melnick. Pick and roll. That one's going to end up in the private boxes. And there's only a few folks up there who looked very disinterested in acquiring that souvenir. Despite
this score, 12-6 for Edmonton, Kahnawake is out shooting Edmonton 36-31. It's a great game by Hebert.
3 goals off 16 shots in the second period. Edmonton has 6 off 15 in both the first and the second. And Riley O'Connor will open the scoring here. It's a 3-goal run for Kahnawake.
Yep, we can call it a run now with a 3 in a row, and Riley O'Connor finds himself open in front of the net. How does this happen? Yeah, just leaves his man. I believe that was Kerry Kane driving to the net. the man covering Riley O'Connor had to leave to close it off on Kerry Kane, and then a nice one-handed scoop pass to O'Connor in front of the net.
10 of the 8 runners now on that Mohawk bench, registering points as they come in again.
That's a nice save.
A shot from Bouquet. As you said, nicely saved by Hebert. Solid game for Hebert. We looked down at the sheet and went, there's no way that this isn't McLeod's game. He's listed as the second goalie, but they do go to Hebert, and really good performance. Anderson, 5 on the shot clock. Gets shoved outside, back to the crease. Rye couldn't get a stick on it.
And that really shows a lot of confidence to go to Matt Hebert in this critical game.
Yeah.
And, so far it's paid off.
There are some coaches that just have that little hunch, and when they play the hunch, the number of times it works out, despite everybody else going, what in the world are you doing? Sidearm from Caleb Wiles. Not that this is, it's not a, Sammy Haynes for Nick Rose situation in a pivotal game, but Hebert has played in this tournament and played very well, albeit in a relief role, but Cloud was solid yesterday, and, just kind of thought they were going to ride him out the rest of the tournament. Out to Rye from Anderson. Anderson goes over the top. Pass can't get in the corner to Bergloff, who does pick it up and couldn't get a shot. All over him, Guy Montour.
You feel like every possession now is so important for Kahnawake. To get a goal would be huge. Oh, boy. 4 in a row, and that's the Rob Hellier we know and love. Oh, my gosh.
I don't even have words for this, Shanny.
From a distance, underhand. Oh, my gosh.
Little skip in the crease off the post and in.
For most players, you say, let him shoot from out there. Keep him out. Let him shoot from there. But Hellier consistently picks corners from out there.
And don't look now, but it's a 4-goal game. Kim looked like he had that face-off controlled, but went sky high, and it'll drop back down in the stick of Phil Bouquet, who will stay on for an offensive shift. 5.5 gone in this third and final period. A flip from Wiles to Hellier. Kim's going to go chase him down this time and get on his hands. Bouquet's shot takes the stick out of the hands of Burton. And Hellier went and gave a shot to Kim, and those two will discuss it on the way to the line change. Anderson to Triolo. A number of times he's swam through a double team this week. Right up there with his points total.
And that's been pretty good shooting range for Triolo this game, so that's a big save for Aaron Bold. I know it doesn't look like it was a hard save, but from the way Triolo's been shooting, you want to stop those ones.
Hellier this time will give to a cutting Nick Tchaikovsky, and he stepped in the crease. Golka with speed. Going to take it all the way, in the bouncer rattle around in the legs. There of Aaron Bold. You see Gawilade Mitchell, the head coach of Snake Island Muskies, wandering around down underneath our broadcast position. This team will play Ladner for their tournament lives coming up at 2 p.m. Riley O'Connor to the corner. Bouquet. Back for Scott. Go to O'Connor.
Oh,
shot and a goal here near side. Angus LeBourne with his second.
5-goal run. Angus LeBourne just parks himself on a good spot. He's got his stick ready, and it's all about the quick release. Hebert does get over, but just not quick enough, and you can tell he's pumped. LeBourne plus his teammates.
Lacrosse stats have ways to go to catch up to some other sports. I would love to see a heat map from where guys are scoring in this tournament, because that lefty shooter spot.
Yeah.
I mean, Q will give some reds on the left side, but the righty shooter spot.
The right shooters, you're correct.
Is getting
from that
workout.
Spot, a lot of goals there.
White hot. Anderson off the bench. Here's Melnick. Anderson over the top. Delayed penalty coming here to Kahnawake.
Now, why did he blow the whistle
that's a
there?
good
It's not Kahnawake, it's Christensen. I think referee Tom Moxham, he put up his hand and then he realized it wasn't going to the defending team. I'm not giving a shot away and blew the whistle. So, yeah, I got fooled on that too. And boy,
he won't like that. After a couple possessions ago, thought there should have been a slashing call against Kahnawake. Hit him a few times. 5th power play for Kahnawake, coming in 3 for 4. And coming in with, I think, their biggest goal run of the tournament. Connor and Hellier will get it started.
Oh, boy.
And they'll finish it as well.
Well, if you drew up a game plan in between periods, you say, okay, let's continue this run, and they have for this period, but turns it into a 6-goal run. Second one for O'Connor. You know, and that's so important. I'm looking for Hellier to take the shot, or they're cheating on him a bit. O'Reilly has to make them pay.
Remember,
or O'Connor, sorry.
We said as the teams went to the locker room, they were told if the score gets out of hand, don't get silly. 8 minutes later, it's a 2-goal game. Kahnawake going to the penalty box, though, for a slash. Bouquet got a piece of Triolo, who's been running around with the ball. Takes a couple more on the near side. Hebert's on the bench. Anderson, the extra attacker. Outside, no look past the Kinnear on the crease, and he couldn't catch it. And we'll get the whistle.
Pivotal point in the game. This is a huge power play for Edmonton to stop the run, and obviously Kahnawake looking for a big kill. Already has one short-handed goal early in the game. I guess the opening goal of the game by
Wiles
was a shorty.
And meanwhile, Edmonton had that 4-minute power play, one of 2 that they had, and scored 2 goals. Anderson up top, Triolo. Looking to the crease for Melnick, and it's intercepted. Kyle Driscoll.
Now they're looking for a holding call on that, or at least the benches. I don't think it was.
Back down floor, and Tchaikovsky shot it off a defender, and that doesn't take much time off the penalty. Everyone on Kahnawake pointing which guy they got. Anderson with the ball now. They work it through to Christensen down in the corner. Rye Triolo. He shoots from distance. Bold not sure where it was. It went sky high down into the corner. They do get the reset. Melnick, the only one not to touch it yet. He's on the near crease side.
Oh, nice job getting the stick in the lane on that Triolo shot.
Steph Charbonneau. Anderson, Triolo behind his back. Low one from Christensen, trying to finesse it through. Missed everything, and another big chop. McComber's going to go to the box for the 3rd time as Bold makes the save.
You know, I think Jake and I talked about this yesterday. Why do you go for the loud slash? You know, it really doesn't do a lot. You're not getting the ball back, and all you're doing is...
But the arm's going to go up every time.
Yeah, referees hate hearing that. The whole rink can hear it, and the referees, there's a lot of pressure to make that call when everyone in the rink can hear a slash.
I don't think it was that one. We'll have to...
No, it was in the corner. It comes up right. Yeah, it was that one. And it's not that bad, but it sure was loud.
Get the socks out, because that's 6 for Triolo.
And still almost 2 minutes left on the power play. 5-on-3. The way he has been shooting, you know it's extremely dangerous. You're playing with fire. You give them a 5-on-3. And I think that might be the first goal on Bold since Bold came back. I'm not positive of that.
Bold had given up 10 goals off 28 shots, 2 off 3 for Buchan in 2 minutes and 15 seconds of work. So that's 12. So yes, the first one, I believe. A stare down back at the face-off restraining line between Charbonneau and Jason Williamson, a pair of assistant captains, getting offsetting minors here.
So that will open up the floor, though, although they're still short-handed, so it's going to be a 3-on-4. That's a bit of a disadvantage for Kahnawake because I'm sure Edmonton would rather run a 4-on-3 power play than a 5-on-4. 4-on-3 is just as dangerous as a 5-on-3 because that fifth guy really is redundant.
And they just scored on that 5-on-3. Triolo getting his 6th. Hellier will dance around. Face down a double team out in that corner.
This is where Kahnawake's got to drive the net. They've got to carry that ball. They've been chirping. They've been getting on the referees. They've got to give the referee a chance to make a call in their favor.
Hidden ball play is on here. Triolo's got it in his stick. And now we'll make the pass to the corner to Rye. Rye cuts and scores.
It's a tough predicament for Kahnawake because you're trying not to leave Triolo wide open. And you're sometimes you gotta, you say pick your poison. Sometimes you gotta say, okay, well who do we want to shoot? And they decide Tristan Ryan. I think that's a good call, the way that Triolo's been shooting.
I was going to say, I know who I don't want to shoot.
Yes, exactly.
And
so you could see what they were doing. They knew if they come down hard on Rye, he's flipping it up to Triolo, who's going for his 7th goal. So it's a tough call. I think the key to that is don't play with only 3 men on the floor. You got to stay out of the penalty box.
Just the offsetting minors back in there now. 1 minute and 10 left in that. We are 4-on-4. And man, all the way down floor is Tyler Burton by himself. Shoots in the leg to Bold. And the rebound's going to roll.
So after 6 straight goals by Kahnawake, it's been 2 power play goals for Edmonton,
who are 4 for 4 here in the game. And Kahnawake firing 4 for 5. So as you said, stay on the floor. Hellier, 5 on the shot clock. Little pick and roll onto the crease for Bouquet. What a save.
Nice
from
save.
Hebert. Miners will get the rebound as well, as Kahnawake was already off for a change. Milne to Anderson. An 8-point day for Levi Anderson to close out his tournament. Round robin portion of his tournament, should say. Of course, pair of semis coming up tomorrow, 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And those will be your bronze and gold medal times coming up on Saturday as well. Jake Fox off the bench. Under 8 to go in regulation. Hellier. Hellier, Seidel waiting for the pick. It finally comes. Ball all the way across. A little bit more intensity to this set as Jarrett Toll steps in front.
Took that off his shoulder.
I think he'd rather be coaching now. O'Connor on the run scores.
Riley O'Connor's had a pretty good period. 3 goals. That's his hat trick now, right?
Yes, it is. Got him for 6 points.
And after those power play goals, Kahnawake needed one, and they needed one soon because they've got 7 minutes to continue their run or to start a new run after it was interrupted by a couple of power play goals, and they've got to stay out of the box. Like, I know that McComber, I don't think that was a hard slash. I don't think it was, but don't give the referee a chance. Don't make the loud slash.
Well, and if the official doesn't call it, the other bench is going to want the call.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got a whole different set of problems.
And honestly, I don't know if McComber was using his woody or not, but you could do as much damage without a big windup.
Pretty sure it was the plastic, if I remember the replay correctly. Triolo from long range bounces right back to Bergloff, who is quietly having a good game himself. A hat trick to go along with 3 assists. Bergloff, sidearm, save Bold. No rebound.
And despite those 2 goals that Bold let in on the power play, basically 5-on-3 or 4-on-3, both of them, he has played great.
Yes.
That's a
Hellier,
that squeezed in.
It bounced through the wickets and came out the back door to the right side of the post. Seidel to Anderson. Goes over top of Wiles, who didn't like that move. Kinnear setting the screen in front of Anderson. Melnick also over there on the lights on the left side. No Triolo. You go with Christensen and Rye. This is Christensen here, 3 on the shot clock.
Boy, he got
shrugs
away with
off his man. And a weak bouncer goes in on Bold, but they got one all the way down the floor. Quinn is going to wait for reinforcements.
I was waiting for them to call a holding penalty on Charbonneau.
Hellier, the give and go to the crease, and Hebert stands in for another save.
And it looks like Hellier might just stay up the floor.
Going to stay back. Bergloff brings it across center. Myers will leave one back, so effectively a 4-on-4 for Anderson and company. Triolo is out there this time. Cross floor going to him, makes the catch. Spins around his man, and he's waiting for a holding call on that one too, especially when the hand came off the stick. Triolo the back check, chasing down Tolney. He'll go to the outside for Hellier. If Kahnawake going to start that, he's not going to leave the floor at all. Bouncer off the shoulder of Hebert, it looked like, but they do get the reset. Hellier, long run, came all the way back to center.
Oh, good stick, a defensive stick to block that shot.
Gahe Montour, I believe. Wiles comes out to take the lane away from Triolo, who bounces off a couple players and...
Too many men.
Oh, one down floor, one here. 2 in the defensive zone and a couple guys near the bench. Oh, boy. Here's Scott. Still too many black. One ran off with the arm up.
He did get off the floor, but not quick enough.
Bold on the bench. Another power play coming up here, perhaps to Kahnawake. Hellier's shot. Save made from Hebert. And this Kahnawake power play, which is 4 for 5, will go to their 6th chance.
That drives coaches crazy when you get those too many men on the floor in a key situation, especially after they just took off too many men. But key point here, Kahnawake, whose power play has been great today. And I think it's so important that, like, Riley O'Connor has been a hot shooter. So do they cheat on Hellier? If they cheat on O'Connor, that leaves lots of room for Hellier. So let's see what happens.
Wiles also with 2. He's the guy on the far crease side.
All 3 guys up top can shoot.
O'Connor working away from top spot, takes the shot. Got a piece of the stick there, Cody Hawkins.
Yeah, great job by Hawkins there.
Hawkins has had a good tournament, man. Been really impressive. Cole gets stood up, trying to cross the restraining line. Ball rolled right back to Anderson, however. Gonna be no rush for him. Get this one past Caleb Wiles. Kinnear kicks it ahead. Now down to the half boards. Out in front, Christensen, no shot, so he'll just dump it away.
Yeah, Kahnawake does not want to wait for the 30 seconds to expire. They want to get that ball back. They want to get that ball back right away. Going for the stick checks and almost a steal from Wiles.
Sounded like he said switch the ball out. I'm not sure why, but can't complain about
I don't have enough on the floor.
Not feeling the seams.
Wiles was.
He just came off defensively and only time for about a squirt of water before he comes back out there for the last 54 of this power play. On the crease to him now, O'Connor. Big head fake. Sidearm shot. Hellier found the pipe, but then bounced right back, and Spencer Milne will have it. Again, Kahnawake going to leave one back. Milne to Triolo, and good luck here. Well, they're going to double team him against the boards.
Good job.
Oh, he still got it. Come on. Can't swim past the double team. Ducks back down, adjusts his helmet. Triolo spins back, hits the deck. And Justin Scott did a great job to pull up when he went down and not hit him.
Oh, my gosh.
But Triolo brings his bench to life.
That is amazing to be able to hold on to that ball and take that beating. And just 10 seconds left on the power play now. I think they got to go for a shot.
The captain leading by example. Here comes Wiles back the other way. Penalty is over. No shot from Hellier. Wiles takes one, and it is wild and wide. Kim is out there, taking the space of the penalized player. From the corner. Turning the shot. LeBourne sitting on a pair of goals. Chugging off the floor. 3-goal disadvantage here for the Mohawks. We're up 3-1 early. An 11-1 run after that.
And you know, Edmonton would be wise now to eat the 30 seconds as much as possible. Use the floor.
We are under the 2-minute warning. Anderson. Far side, Christensen. He'll dump it towards the cage. Does not get the reset, but got run over in the corner.
And Bold is coming now. No sense waiting. They need 3 goals.
For Kahnawake, it's go time. Came in with just 2 wins with a handful of other teams and a -1 goal differential.
And they're taking Hellier out of the game.
Burton spying him all the way up top. Shot was saved by Hebert. Miners will pick up. And an empty net back. They couldn't get anyone to the bench for Bold. No sense of urgency, though, for Cody Hawkins. They will get it down to Seidel, and the bench says use the whole thing.
Yeah.
Seidel looked off the empty cage. Anderson did not.
That is exactly why the coaches will have a bit of a talking to.
Seidel gets it back, and Triolo won't miss.
Number 7 for Triolo, and that's fine. You take that shot as the shot clock is winding down. But here, there's about 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Sorry, not there. Earlier when Levi Anderson took that shot, you want to wait till the end of the shot clock. Kill the time. The game is in hand if you play it right. But you'd rather learn from that lesson with a 3-goal lead than up 1 and you turn over the ball.
So the Miners win here. According to Evan Schumanauer, 84% chance that they'll be back tomorrow. Still a possibility with a Ladder, Tuscarora, and Kahnawake win that we can get into tiebreaker situations for the Miners. But it looks real good right now that Edmonton will be back tomorrow. Wiles got the stick knocked out of his hands, and it will be picked up here by Edmonton. Golka running it back across. Edmonton came in with a -8 goal differential, though, so they're still going to be -4.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're 100% in. they're not, but the likelihood. I know Evan Schumanauer knows his math.
Tuscarora Six Nations all of a sudden just became a crucial game. Already was for Six Nations, but Tuscarora needing a win to keep Edmonton perhaps out. Edmonton, you're going to want to watch that one at 5 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, a huge win for Edmonton after a terrible start. That's why we play 60 minutes. And really, it was a great comeback, cut short by a few penalties. I think it was a good third period for the Kahnawake Mohawks, but not enough time.
That big run near the end of the first and into the second was the undoing.
I think they scored 7 of the last 9 goals, if I'm not mistaken. You could throw away the empty netter.
And they will come back tonight at 8 p.m. to face the Oakville Rock, who are already into tomorrow's semifinals with a 4-1 record and a plus 28. Ladner facing Snake Island. Alberta, you're going to want to cheer on your BC representatives because they need to win to keep... No, excuse me. You're going to cheer for Snake Island.
Snake Island, and then they'd be 3-3 as well. And who's Six Nations playing today?
Six Nations plays Tuscarora. If Tuscarora wins that matchup and Kahnawake beats Oakville tonight, that's how we get into that tiebreaker situation for Edmonton.
So it's still a little bit complicated.
Evan Schumanauer has it on his Twitter feed, so if you go, or whatever Twitter's called these days, go and check out the thread where it's all listed out, and I'm sure he's going to be updating it as the day goes on. But what we do know is Ladner's coming up next against Snake Island. Snake Island wins, and I believe they would be in with a 4-2 record.
Yep.
If they lose...
There's still a chance to be in. I guess it depends on what happens.
They still have a chance, and I'll be honest, I didn't read that far. I'm going to take the hour to do it.
But I think if they lose in a 3-3, it depends on whether Six Nations could beat Tuscarora, which is very doable. Who do you say? I'm going to say it's got to be Troiolo.
Oh, yes.
And could be Riley O'Connor, could be Caleb Wiles. Good call.
Didn't have a chance to flip my sheet over.
I know.
We're going blue bucket hats here today.
Didn't give you enough time there. Who do you say for Edmonton?
I like Triolo. I like Anderson. I'm saying Bergloff with the 6 point.
Possible only because Triolo's
we think other guys have won it already.
Yeah. Good call. If we're sticking with the rule as nobody gets 2 hats, then that's a good call.
Now they've changed the color. You got to get a blue one and an orange one.
Yeah. And Bergloff has had a good tournament. It's his second hat trick of the tournament.
Oh, Ocon didn't get the memo. He's got to take the helmet off to get the bucket hat on.
Yep, it's become tradition now. Get a picture with that hat on. And
by the way, you can get your bar down merch as well by visiting presidentscup.lacrosse.ca, or if you're headed down here to the track over the next couple days, they do have a booth out in the lobby. 15-11, Edmonton Miners come so much closer to clinching their spot in tomorrow's semifinals, which leaves basically one more spot up for grabs. 3 more games to go. We're back in just under an hour for Ladner and Snake Island here at the President's Cup. It'll be right here on this YouTube channel. We'll talk to you in 58 minutes.
We want to thank our partners for their support of the 2023 President's Cup. Bar Down, Ice River Green Bottle Company, Gatorade, Big Chief Meat Snacks, and the Oakville Pump and Patio. Thank you for your support and helping all the competing teams as they chase the Prezi.